Anyway, now we get back to our regularly scheduled program and lively discussion here. All right. What's a YouTube channel that you haven't started, but you might start or you would be interested in starting at some point?
Okay, so YouTube channel that I haven't started yet. I really want to start a gaming channel. I really like playing games from like the early 2000s. I'm a PC gamer. The games that I played this summer are like this isn't early 2000s, but it's one of the games I played. Plants vs Zombies. I've done Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, Battlefront 2005. There is something wrong with Star Wars. Wait, I need to see the name of it. Shit. Oh yeah, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. I think that's a 2003 game. I need to change the setting on my computer because it's not able to run. I do have it downloaded though, and I know that there are still communities around these games. So definitely a gaming channel centered around specifically 90s and 2000s PC games would be my thing. Another channel I want to start, and this is when I want to start with you, is our movie reviews.
Yes.
That'll probably, when you're done with film school, I could definitely see. I think that the right time to start that channel will be way down the road, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, those are two channels I'd probably want to start.
All right. Okay, as for me, I had one, but now I have two because you mentioned converting John Pattison into maybe like a gaming thing.
Okay.
So I don't know if I would do full gaming, but videos along the lines of that Last of Us Part 2 video. Maybe like retrospectives, video essays, maybe not necessarily just on games, but on things in general. I know there's a couple videos I want to make, a couple like shows that I loved when I was little that I'd love to revisit and kind of talk about stuff like that. But also, I actually recorded the first video for this channel. I just haven't made it. I think there's an untapped market of making overly serious cooking videos for the most simple things.
That's dude.
I made a 4.5 minute video giving an overly serious cooking tutorial on how to make a ham and Swiss sandwich. I'm telling you, I think it's an untapped market. I need to get into this.
I really think that this could be big, and you should start that channel before the end of this year because I tell you, every time you have a good idea, someone else is going to take it before if you wait too long.
So I have the first video made. It's that making that sandwich. I want to do one on a microwave quesadilla because it's just cheese in between two tortillas in the microwave for 30 seconds.
Dude,
like how serious can you get with that? That's the goal, is to see if I can do that.
No, you got to do like a 20-minute video on how to make a bowl of cereal.
Oh yeah, and me and my dad even had this idea of doing like a son versus mom, where we both decide to cook a meal, and it cuts to my mom just making this just beautiful dish, and it cuts to me I just got like fucking Wonder Bread out, just making just the cheapest, just white person food that I can, just really quick, just something stupid like that.
Dude, if we ever live together, like, you know, the cooking videos are gonna go fucking stupid. like we're gonna be doing a lot of, dude. If we live together, we're gonna have we're gonna be doing a lot of cool shit on YouTube.
At least on my end, the goal is still for us to live together and be roomies.
We got to make it happen someday, because I mean, let's be real. And for all the viewers at home, I'll leave this part in. You know, we can't have this podcast over internet call forever. You know, no. I'm hoping maybe in a couple years we can upgrade to the real setup. We'll see though. You know, this is the humble beginnings. But yeah, dude, if we ever live together, you know, the YouTube content's going to be going stupid. Yeah. Especially if we both have like jobs that like pay the bills but don't consume too much of our time, and we have free time. Dude, that that would be the goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, that was your question, right?
Yeah, that was my second one.
Okay. All right, let's transition into my third question. What song have you listened to the most in your life? If you can't think of it, at least the one song you've listened to the most in the last like year.
I know my YouTube rewind said that the theme from Assassin's Creed Odyssey was my most listened to song. I know that. I'll tell you what it is. The theme from Harry Potter, because that defined my life for like 4 years. I'd
Yeah.
say Hedwig's theme from Harry Potter is probably at the top of my most listened to songs.
All right. That's a good choice. That is we gotta give John credit. I don't know like why this episode just happened to have so many like parts where we got to give John credit, whether it was being a guy who wants to have a daughter, or the fact that he listens to actual music. Like instead of like like he like you could have sat up here and said anything, but like you listen to like it's like an actual composition is what I'm saying. Like I'm not discrediting like artists or rappers or pop stars, but like you got to understand like this man is listening to an actual soundtrack. Like
Yeah, I don't. I very rarely listen to actual everything I listen to is a soundtrack. My Spotify playlists consist of the following: Marvel, which is just themes from Marvel movies. The same thing, but for DC movies. The same thing, but for all of the Star Wars canon. Then, like one of the few things that I listen to that's actually lyricized is my animation playlist, which
okay.
is an absolute banger. Then I have the Assassin's Creed soundtracks. I have a random assortment of just movie and TV soundtracks in there. And then I have a Spanish one. Those are lyricized. The Guardians of the Galaxy mixtapes, and
Those are actually good. Yeah, I've
they
listened to
are.
it before.
And then you can tell me if you want me to do this now, or I can explain it in another episode. I have a playlist called "When the Homies Aren't Around," which is the songs that I put on that I say I put on when no one is around.
Okay, we can go in depth to that on another episode. I'll definitely remember that for the future. Um, yeah, those are some good choices, John. For me, oh man, I can't name one song. I do know that the song I listened in the past year, I listened to a lot of Jack Harlow. Really like his music. In my life, it's probably Magic by B.O.B. Okay. Yeah, that's all I had for my third question.
All right, I'll move into mine then. Uh, oh my God, this plays perfectly off of your third because of what my answer is. So something or someone that you're a fan of, but you feel like you aren't allowed to be, meaning maybe people give you shit for it, or they're like widely regarded as like awful by the world, but you're a fan of them even though you feel like you're not allowed to be.
Okay. Damn. It's like I'm going to give a controversial answer here. And I only started liking this guy recently because of what he's done in boxing and also because of I think his content is getting better. I'm going to say it, Jake Paul. I'm not a Jake Pauler. I just think that like he's way more cool than what people give him credit for. And what changed my mind about it was today, before this podcast, I saw one of his songs called 23, and he definitely didn't write it. It was definitely a ghost written song. But compared to his first music, like holy shit, like this dude is multi-talented, and this is the part that really gets me. He makes all of his money from people hating him, which is like the ultimate embodiment of embracing the hate. And
Mm-hmm.
and like he is being smart with his boxing career in the sense that he's only fighting retired UFC guys. So first of all, guys that boxing isn't even their specialty, and the guys that are retired. But hey, he gets money from the pay-per-view every time. These events sell out every time. So I think that it says more about people. I think Jake Paul's success says more about society than it does about him. We love to hate, and he's the perfect example of that. And as I said, I won't say I'm a Jake Pauler, but I will say, Jake, you got my respect. You got my respect.
All right. I was sitting there. I was like, "There's no goddamn way this man's gonna convince me." Then, then you came in with that little monologue.
I know it's a tough one, but if you really look at his like what he's done on his career, in my opinion, like there's no way this guy is stupid. He knew what he was doing since 2018. He's known what he was doing. He probably
Mm-hmm.
sat down in a conference room with a team of other people and said, I'm going to become the most hated man on YouTube, and I'm going to embrace it until I start to turn some people. And holy shit, if he's done it to a level-headed person like me, I'm assuming it's, and I'm reading his comments, it seems like people are really starting to turn around to him. So only time will tell. But how about you?
I am an unapologetic Billie Eilish fan. And multiple people who I know do not like that I like Billie Eilish.
Is it okay? Well, I'll ask you this. I mean, it's pretty easy to fall in love with Billie Eilish, especially since she dyed her hair blonde. I mean,
yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I started liking Billie Eilish when she still had the look of like she dropped an egg on her head, and then it just kind of did that. So, yeah. So here's how it happened. I heard "No Time to Die" because she did the "No Time to Die" song, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good song. And then I think I heard like one of her other songs, and I was like, damn, that's pretty good. Then I just started listening to her. So So my buddy Aiden got me a Billie Eilish calendar that I happily have.
I actually get where you're coming from. Like, not because I'm not a huge Billie Eilish fan like you, but I do have a couple of songs from her on my playlist. Very talented. I think she's handled her fame very well. And I was super late to the party on her, like super late. Like I didn't know who she was in the spring of 2019, which is like, it was way later than most people found out.
Also, dude, I have mad respect for Billie Eilish in two senses. First, she has a great relationship with her sibling.
Yes,
and I just respect that. Like they've both gone on record saying they never argue with each other about a thing. So mad respect for that, the sibling love.
Her brother produces some of her songs.
He does, yeah. He produces them, and I'm pretty sure they co-write a lot of them too. So like they're full on partners in it. And also, she's younger than me. Keep this in mind. She's younger than me. So she's 19. She has 10 Grammy nominations. She's won 7 of those, and she got to sing at the Oscars.
7 Grammys. 7 Grammys at what, 18?
So she's 19 right now.
Oh, 19. Oh, okay.
So she is, I want to say, like December 18th, 2001. This is my bet right now on. Boo! Yep, that's her birthday. So she's 19, just under 1 month younger than me.
I see. Wow. So, dude, like, shit like that just makes me feel so unaccomplished. But that's why you really can't compare your own journey to other people. But with that being said, let's transition into my 4th question. What was the day you fell in love with YouTube? It could be, you could answer this 2 ways. One could be for when you for creating videos, another day could be like viewing them. But just like, when was the day when you were like, yeah, like I really like YouTube?
So the first channel I ever had, it was really shitty. All trace of it has been deleted off the internet. But it was it was trying to be a gaming channel is what it was.
Okay.
And so I made that because I was like, I kind of want to try out this YouTube thing because I'm liking it a lot. Because I had started watching, I had never been big into YouTube, but there was one video game I wanted, and I watched gameplay of it from a couple of YouTubers, and then started branching out. I watched a lot of gaming channels, and there was one guy who I had watched. It might have been like the first guy I subscribed to also, and I would like watch his videos like every day. Before I went to bed, I would always watch one of his videos, and I think it was watching his videos, and I was like, man, I really dig this whole YouTube thing. And then that's kind of what made me want to make it. And then, yeah.
I see. For me, I'll never forget, like, the first time I was watching YouTube, it was my dad. I don't know if this video is still up. I'll try to, if it is, I'll show it right here. It's like Stick Figures lightsaber duel. This is in the era of when like people were just uploading like cool shit, like whatever they could make to YouTube, because this was like 2007, 2006, and it was brand new.
Yeah.
And my dad was one of the first people to check it out, and I remember he was showing me YouTube, and I thought it was amazing. And then a couple years later, I get my own computer. The first YouTubers that I can really remember liking was Epic Mealtime, Smosh, and PewDiePie. PewDiePie, when he was playing Happy Wheels, oh my gosh, dude, goated.
The golden age of YouTube.
Yeah, like early Smosh when they were still doing the fan mail updates and shit like that. PewDiePie when he was playing Happy Wheels. What else was going on YouTube during? I mean, obviously you had Epic Mealtime at its height. What else was going on YouTube during that time? Because that was
back in like what day?
Like 2010 to 2013 was like golden era.
It really was golden era.
Yeah. I can't really think of anyone else off the top of my head, but I know that there was a ton of YouTubers I liked back then.
Yeah, I ran through so many channels. I tried to do 2 different gaming channels. I had a Lego review channel at one point that didn't last long. None of these lasted long, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had one where it was just me talking about random stuff. And it was funny. So I had this one channel that was me just talking about whatever I felt like talking about. And then I tried to do a gaming channel. And then while I had both of those, that's when MCU HQ came along. Mm-hmm. And I killed the other 2. So this would have been beginning of 2017. No, well, like the summer of 2017, kind of. And then MCU HQ came along, so I killed those. And then just went straight MCU HQ, and that brings us to where we are now.
So that's the origin story.
Yep.
For me, I had a plethora of channels just under the name Jason Aiello. It first started out with me. I would take my toys, like my Transformers, and have them do like little skits. It was pretty fucking creative for a 4th grader. I don't think I have those videos anymore. And then I started doing trick shot videos when I was like in 6th grade. Shout out Jason Aiello, trick shot quarterback. I can't find it anymore. Don't know what happened to it. And then when I got to high school was when I really started Loki 303, which is rest in peace to my OG.
It's coming back though.
It is coming back. It is coming back. We're gonna coming back from the dead. Yeah, that's all I got for question 4. So let's transition into your question.
All right, who would play you in your biopic?
I'm trying to think of my favorite actors. Okay, Steve Carell.
All right.
I feel like just like like I can be serious, but at the end of the day, I'm just a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm here for a good time and a long time. Like that's my goal, and I feel like Steve Carell could perfectly portray the comedy and the dark humor that has been a persistent theme throughout my life. The dark humor with the silver lining, I think but the guy who's always lucky, despite his misfortune. So I think Steve Carell would be a good choice. How about you?
Tom Holland.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, so he can do the awkward teen thing, and I know that because he plays Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. I think he has the general look right. Like, obviously we don't look the same, but I think he has the general look of John Patterson kind of right for it. Also, I'm a Tom Holland fan. I feel like Tom Holland's been cursed with being in some pretty shitty movies, but he's always pretty good in them. So
yeah,
I would have faith in that. So I'd go Tom Holland.
Okay, so this is a compliment for you and for Tom Holland. Like, you guys are like awkward, but not awkward people. Here's a better way to put it. You're the coolest nerd I've ever met. Okay. That's what I was trying to say. And beyond being a nerd, you're just a cool person. Because this is the thing. Most guys like you, most people like you, they let that be their whole personality, right? Like, oh, I'm an MCU fan. That's who I am. Like, right? And when I met you, I was like, oh, this dude is a super fan. But obviously through getting to know, you are a super fan, but through getting to know you, I know that you're an actual person. You know, like some people, they would never take down that shell though. Like your personality goes way beyond your MCU, just being an MCU fan, which is rare for someone who knows as much of it as you do. Yeah, this is just a suck John's dick podcast, isn't it? I don't know where this took the turn, but just like there was just so many points to just compliment John.
I feel bad because I'm not complimenting you at all. I'm just listening.
No, it's fine. You know, in the flow of the conversation, right? Who knows? A couple episodes from now, it might be the suck Jason's dick episode, right?
Maybe.
So, okay. So let's go into your you just asked me your fourth question.
Yep. So it's your fifth question.
Damn, look at the time fly. Okay, we're ending on an easy one. Okay, when I ask this question, I'm not really talking about the characters themselves. Well, we can talk. Okay, we can discuss both the character and the looks. So, Padme or Rey?
Well, in terms of character, it's Padme.
Yeah.
I like Padme more, and also that outfit that she wore on Naboo with Anakin. Like, yeah. In terms of actress, though, I'm sorry, Natalie Portman. Yes, you're gorgeous, but step the hell aside because I'm going for Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, we're talking about. I mean, yeah, you got to go with Daisy Ridley for the looks. I mean, she's the posh queen. I mean, you know, I really try not to simp, but like, goddamn.
Oh man, the fact that you try. Okay. Hats off to you, dude. I fail at this. I don't know how you can like be good at not simping.
Yeah,
it's my big character flaw.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I simp so hard for Daisy Ridley.
Both of them are absolutely beautiful, but Daisy Ridley is just like drop dead gorgeous. Who? Okay, here's another follow-up question. Who do you think is a better actor? I feel like Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman has an Oscar.
Yeah, I feel like Daisy Ridley's a good actor. I don't think the role of Rey really fit her well. I feel like it didn't showcase her acting skills.
I think she needs. It's the same way that Star Wars didn't really show the best that Natalie Portman had to offer either.
Yes,
I think Daisy Ridley needs to get some like big roles outside of Star Wars.
You know that there's a. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I think she was good in Murder on the Orient Express. Don't quote me on that because I haven't seen it. I might just be pulling shit out of my ass because I'm in love with her, but I don't know.
You know who? You know that there's a documentary narrated by Daisy Ridley? I gotta find it. It's like a nature documentary, something like that. Because I wouldn't mind listening to an hour of her voice.
Her voice is. I need her to do an ASMR video.
Oh, dude, we need that for the culture. Daisy Ridley, if you're out here, I'm gonna clip this. And post this to the channel just so you know, Daisy Ridley. We need the ASMR. We need you eating tea and crumpets, something like that.
Okay, it's called The Eagle Huntress. It came out in 2016. It has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is not available to watch anywhere unless you pay money.
Oh, okay.
It is a documentary, and it says /sport because they're talking about eagles. An hour, 41 minutes. I haven't even mentioned yet that it's narrated by Daisy Ridley. I'm really milking this title for all it's worth. But yes, it is narrated by Daisy Ridley.
Very interesting. Yeah. That I could probably find a pirated version of that. Shout out to 123 Movies.
There's a couple clips you can watch. I think the clips might suffice as long as her voice is narrating the clips. I'll just put it on loop. But yes, Daisy Ridley ASMR interview. Make it happen.
Make it fucking happen, guys.
There is a company that actually does celebrity ASMR interviews.
Yes, I've seen it.
W Magazine. W Magazine, if you're listening to this, get Daisy Ridley for an ASMR interview. This is a cry for help.
This is urgent.
This is a cry.
Urgent. This is the one thing like that could fix all of humanity's problems. Yeah, so I'm totally in the same boat with you on that question. And what's your fifth question?
Oh, that's right. I have a Star Wars question too.
Okay.
So, rank the 9 Star Wars heroes. So it's the members of each trilogy. So your options are Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, Luke, Han, Leia, Rey, Finn, and Poe.
Okay, so starting with the worst, I'd probably put Poe. I feel like his character had potential, but like it's not his fault. It's bad writing. It's bad story. Yeah, I'd probably start with Poe just because he didn't add a lot of value. Next, I go Finn, uh, because he had so much potential as a former clone trooper. The arc versus him and Captain Phasma could have had so much more.
Yeah.
That's really a big what if to me from the Star Wars sequels. I'm not gonna put Rey at the 7th spot. I need to go through my options here. So Luke, Han, Leia, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Padme. Padme. I'd probably put Padme at the 3rd worst, just because she is a pretty cool character. I will say this: if we're going just off of the movies, right?
Yes.
Because Clone Wars makes
If we get into Clone Wars territory, it's a very prequel favored
because
list.
Clone Wars is the best piece of Star Wars media. I just started watching it. We can discuss that more on the next podcast too. But okay, so start off the list. Yeah, so we have at the worst we have Poe, then Finn, then Padme. Not a knock on the acting, just more of she didn't really contribute too much. Okay, so then who am I gonna put after that? Man, I like all of the other heroes, so I'm gonna have to go with Rey. The only reason Rey gets put above Padme is because she was the main character, but it really didn't even feel like it. You know,
I mean, I would. I know he's not the main character, but I will always say that Kylo Ren is the main character of the sequels.
yeah, it should have been more centered around him. It should have. I was actually just reading a YouTube comment about that. Like the sequel should have been Kylo Ren's series.
Yes.
But discussion for another day. So then after Rey, I'd go. Leia. Leia. She's cool. We're getting into the territory of characters I like. I'd put Han next, and then I'm putting the best hero as Obi-Wan. I think across all the movies, he's the coolest. I'm putting Luke at second. I know it's a little controversial, maybe controversial to put Luke at second. I just like Obi-Wan better. Maybe because I'm a prequel guy. And then I'll put Anakin at third. So if we go from worst to best, Poe, Finn, Padme, Rey, Leia, Han Solo, Anakin, Luke. Wait, no, I'm missing one.
And then Obi-Wan.
Anakin, Luke. Oh no, I wasn't. Yeah, Anakin, Luke, Obi-Wan. Yeah, so that's my list.
All right. Mine is a bit different than yours.
Okay.
In the sense, Leia's she might be higher. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Also, I think you put Poe too low. He's my favorite of the sequel trio.
Okay. Fair enough.
At the bottom, I'll probably go Finn, just because they took everything cool about that character and they ripped it from it. So in 8 and 9, he's just nothing, and he should have had more with Phasma. He should have gotten an epic battle with Phasma, not just him tripping a pit and then cutting her mask open.
Yeah.
So I'll put Finn at the bottom. I feel sorry for John Boyega, man.
He's a great actor. It really sucks.
Yeah.
Put in that position.
And then right above Finn, Rey. No. You know what? Yes, we'll keep it with that. Rey, the only reason I put her higher than Finn is because she has a character arc.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a bit of a Mary Sue. She kind of annoys me.
Huge Mary Sue.
Not even a bit. She is. She is a massive Mary Sue. But she gets enough of an arc that she gets boosted above Finn. Because Finn really doesn't get an arc.
No.
And then above Rey, I'll probably put Padme. Just got a note. I love Padme's story that she's just kind of destined to die. That's pretty cool. So those are my bottom three. It's Finn, Rey, Padme, and then right above, that's where I'll go with Poe Dameron. I think the charm of Oscar Isaac is the only thing that redeems Poe Dameron for me.
Mm-hmm.
He just brings so much life to him. And then that leaves me Anakin, Obi-Wan, and then the prequel, and then the original trio. All right. Based off movies, I need to re-emphasize this because I'm about to put someone very, very low. What would this would be? Sixth place? No, fifth place.
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah,
I think he suffers from being very whiny in 2 and 3. So I mean, he's kind of annoying in 2 and 3. Don't hate me. Don't hate for that opinion.
Yeah. You know what sucks is that like he was really a victim of bad writing from George Lucas.
Yes.
Because he's a good actor. Like people confuse bad lines and bad script writing with bad acting. He's not a bad actor. He wouldn't have been chosen in that if he was a bad actor.
Yeah, his best seeds are the ones where he doesn't have to say any George Lucas dialogue.
Yes.
The scene when he's slaughtering all the separatists on Mustafar gives me chills just because of Hayden Christensen's acting.
Mm-hmm. Can we also take a second to appreciate how good Episode 3 was? Like,
God damn, man, I love that movie.
Like in hindsight, like that movie aged. I feel like it at the time people were like, "Oh, it's just another prequel," but I feel like that one aged so much better. Like looking back on it, it's like that movie was a masterpiece.
Yeah. Anyway, my top 4. So it's who do I have left? I have Obi-Wan, Luke, Han, Leia. Leia, probably next. It sucks because I love all 4 of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having to pick. But I love Leia so much. And to everyone at Disney who decided to make Rey a prominent character so that female Star Wars fans could finally have someone to look up to. Princess fucking Leia was an idol for not just women, but also men for 40 years, and Disney threw it all away. So, right there, that's for Disney. Okay, then above Leia, goddamn, I love all 3 of these people. Luke Skywalker. Yeah, he's cool. No issues. The top 3 are flawless, in my opinion. And then Obi-Wan. And then Han at the top. Because Han, he's just the biggest bona fide badass in the galaxy. I mean, if you didn't already like him in Episode 4, the moment when they're on Bespin and the door opens and Vader's there, and without a moment's thought, Han just takes out his gun and starts trying to shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah, Solo's definitely up there. Yeah, very cool character. Shout out to Harrison Ford. Oh, this is another question I could add on to this. Do you think Harrison Ford is more iconic as Indiana Jones or Han Solo? Okay, because this is the interesting thing. Indiana Jones were his movies, but
they were.
He may have been more iconic as Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Because both roles were kind of similar, like kind of that gunslinger mentality. He was literally a gunslinger when he was Solo.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, probably just because he was the star. the main character.
He was the main character of it. He's doing his 5th movie. He's clearly more excited about the character of Indy than Han.
Yeah.
And also there's been 2 different people who played Han Solo. And Alden Ehrenreich, I see him as Han Solo. Not the same Han Solo as Harrison Ford, but if they brought him back to be Han again, I'd be like, cool, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot see anyone else taking over Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go Indy.
All right, well, that concludes it for this episode of Back of the Class, an hour and a half. Wow, would you look at the time? So probably get cut down to an hour 15 in editing, but we'll have to see. Any final thoughts?
I do not think I have any final
thoughts. I only have one. We need Daisy Ridley ASMR. Make it happen.
Yes!
Make it happen.
Yes, W, I'm looking at you, W Magazine. You guys are the ones who can do it.
All right. That's all we got for this episode. All links to our channels and social medias will be in the description. If you want to hear more podcasts like this, make sure to subscribe and leave a like and leave a comment. If you have any constructive criticism, you can leave that in the comments as well. I will also leave a link to my brother's podcast, The Dane and Derek Show. Go check that out. And with all that being said, this has been an episode of The Back of the Class. I'm your host, Jason Aiello, with my great co-host, John Pattison, and we are signing off.